Welcome to day 7 of the 2022 Diamine Inkvent Calendar. So here we've got the Inkvent Calendar. Let's search for day number 7. So where are we? I can find 17 and find 8. Here we go, day 7. It's right down at the bottom. It's cunningly disguised. Look at that, looks like a candy cane. Let's open up the door, see what's behind it. Can't get in today. There we go. Let's open it up. Alpine. And by the look of it, it's another greeny type ink. And it's another one does not want to come out of the packaging. Here we go. Alpine. Let's just pop that there and get the calendar to one side. So Alpine. Green coloured label. Yes, I know from what we've seen from previous ones, doesn't necessarily mean it's green, but it's likely to be green tendon. And we'll have a look at the side. What is this? This is a shimmer ink. So hopefully we'll get a nice bit of interest with this one. Let's see if we can see the shimmer. Ooh, the shimmer looks like it's like a silver type colour. That'd be interesting, won't it? Let's pop that to one side and fetch in the swatch card. So here we go. Here's my swatch card. This is by colouring. Just going to give this a good agitation to get that shimmer well into suspension. Okay, so that shimmer now, that's all hopefully nice and mixed up in the rest of the ink. Let's do our writing sample. So my first tool of choice is my Serendipity dip pen. This has got a broad Yoho nib on it. So we've got Diamine, Alpine. And this is Inkvent 2022, day number 7. Pop that to one side, fetch in tool number 2. This is my Pilot Parallels. This is what I use for actually doing my swatching. So let's see how this goes onto the card. Just like I got a lot of ink there. Let me try again. Here we go. Do you know what this reminds me of? It seems to be very similar to Cult Pen's Deep Dark Green. That's a green ink that I like. I keep it in my Kaweco Sport because it's quite nice in there. Make sure I get a good amount there in the centre. And then we do a final pass down the side. Hopefully we can get a side which has them. There we go. This is what I usually see is closer to what it comes out with when I'm writing. Right, let's pop that to one side to dry. Whilst that's drying, we'll fetch in the Endless Recorder notebook, 68 GSM Tomoe River paper. So we'll fetch back in the pen, and we go. Diamine. No, it's not. We do day 7, don't we? Forgetting my own pattern for doing my testing. It's Diamine. Alpine. I do like this. It looks quite nice. Drying times. So we go immediate, 10 seconds, 30 seconds. I'll go on to the next line, 1 minute. Yeah, after a minute, it's drying off quite nicely. I'm going to put this to one side to dry. Whilst it's doing that, let's fetch in the Advent Calendar. Here we go, Santa's Workshop. If I get in the camera will be helpful, won't it? We're looking for day number 7. Oh, again, I can find day 8, day 17. Still no sign of day... here we got day number 7. Cunningly hidden, this time amongst the ingredients. So what have we got for day number 7? Let's open that up. We've got a Freddo bar, a Freddo strawberry. Pop that to one side, ready to be eaten in a minute or so. Then we'll also fetch in the Ho 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 bag. This contains a gift from my wife. Let's see what she's gifted me today. So into the bag I go. It's another one. Oh, feels like it might be 2. Let's fetch these out. So what have we got? We've got Darth Vader. I think this might be a Christmas tree ornament. but hopefully it might be freestanding. So there's Darth Vader, like my Star Wars, like my Star Trek as well though. And the pen is a Hongdian N8. This is quite a nice pen. I like this white colour. I mean, not here in Australia because it's now summer, but, you know, thinking back to when I used to live in the UK, you know, you got the colours really there of snow. Got a nice pretty cap there with some feathers. Let's take a look at the nib. There we go, nice nib. And then we'll take a look inside. This is a cartridge converter. Going to pop that to one side. That will go into the queue of pens for a future unboxing video. Let's fetch back in that endless recorder notebook. Let's see how it's dried. Quite nicely. Do you know what I've done? I forgot to write my sentence. I'm just going to grab my pen and I'm going to redip it. So before I redip it, let's agitate it again. Make sure we've got all that glitter, that shimmer into the suspension. And let's do my sentence. Let's see what those grumpy wizards are up to. Seem to see a little bit of shading coming through as I'm writing there. We'll know better when it's dried. Just leave that to dry. I'll just move it up the desk a little bit. So let's fetch back in the swatch. So here's the swatch. In the main part where I've gone quite thick, you can see it's a nice deep dark green colour there. And you can certainly see that shimmer coming through. And also up here where we've done the writing, so Diamine Alpine Inkvent, you can see a lot there of the silver shimmer. Where I've done my single pass, this gives a better idea of what I think I will see when I'm writing with a fountain pen. It's a nice green. Looks like there might be some nice shading coming through here as well. Let's take a look at a couple of comparison inks. So the first one, I've already mentioned this, deep dark green. You can see there the main bodies. If we ignore the fact of the silver shimmer, it looks fairly similar. Then the other one I thought we'd look at is by Robert Oster and it's moss. So not as dark looking in the body, but when we look at the sides, that's looking very similar. So I think there are a couple of nice comparisons, and I will do some follow-up comparisons when I do a more detailed video on this ink. Let's fetch this back down. I'll fetch in that swatch card as well. So as it's dried, yeah, looking quite nice there, that sentence. So we can see a little bit of the shimmer coming through. Remember, this is a dip pen, and I just freshly dipped it, so it might still be quite wet. Yeah, still seeing nice amounts of that shimmer. So this is Inkvent Day number 7, Diamine Alpine.